There's a moment that comes quietly in life, with no fireworks and no warnings, just a sudden stillness, where you stop and wonder, is this really the life I was meant to live? Not the life you built to impress others, not the one shaped by fear or expectations, but yours, honest, raw, and unfiltered. That question doesn't just knock once, it lingers, it waits, and the longer you ignore it, the louder it becomes. This video is a wake-up call for those who haven't yet silenced it, because there are truths about life, identity, and freedom that we only understand once the damage has already been done. Philosophers like Nietzsche, Kierkegaard, and even Marcus Aurelius didn't write to entertain, they wrote to warn. Here are 5 of those warnings. 5 truths that, if ignored, will cost you more than you realize. Truth number 1. You're not really free until you know what's controlling you. Most people believe they're making choices, but they don't see the invisible strings, the fear of judgment, the craving for validation. The rules inherited from people they never chose to follow. You go to school because you're told it's the way. You work a job because it's safe. Buy things not because you need them, but because you were told they define success. And then one day you realize that none of these were your ideas. They were hand-me-down beliefs, installed like software. Socrates said the unexamined life isn't worth living, but what he meant was simpler than people think. If you never question why you do what you do, you'll live a life that never belonged to you in the first place. Truth number 2. Comfort is the silent killer of potential. There's this quiet kind of death that happens, not with pain, but with softness. It begins the moment you choose ease over effort, routine over risk. Comfort is seductive. It rewards you immediately. Guys, it says you've earned this. Relax. No need to stretch. But every time you surrender to it, a part of you gets smaller. The Stoics warned about this endlessly. They trained in discomfort, not because they liked suffering, but because they understood the trap. Growth doesn't live in the familiar. It lives in resistance, in friction. If you feel no tension in your life, you're not evolving. You're maintaining, and eventually you're decaying. Truth number 3. You won't find meaning. You have to build it. The biggest lie we're told is that life is supposed to give us purpose, like it's hiding somewhere under a job, a relationship, a calling, and all we have to do is find it. But Nietzsche made it clear that life has no inherent meaning. It's not handed to you. It's forged through action, sacrifice, and self-overcoming. The tragedy is that most people spend their lives searching for meaning, waiting for the right passion, the perfect sign, when they should have been creating it all along. Meaning isn't discovered, it's constructed brick by brick every time you choose something difficult over something easy. Every time you create, contribute, or confront your demons instead of hiding from them. Truth number 4. Most people don't want you to grow. They want you to stay predictable. Your evolution is inconvenient to others. When you change, you force them to re-examine their own lives, and most aren't ready for that. You'll notice it the moment you set boundaries, when you stop people-pleasing, when you dare to say no. I want something different. People will call it selfish, arrogant, cold, not because you've wronged them, but because you're no longer manageable. Kierkegaard once wrote that the crowd is untruth. And what he meant is that the group, the familiar, the collective, prefers harmony over honesty. You're waiting for permission to change? You'll be waiting forever. True growth happens when you're ready to be misunderstood. Truth number 5. You can't outrun your shadow. You have to integrate it. There's a part of you you've buried. The jealousy, the anger, the fear, the things you pretend you're above. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the dark twin of your personality, and until you face it, you'll keep sabotaging your own progress. You'll notice it when you procrastinate things you care about, when you lash out over small things, when you ruin relationships you wanted to protect. The shadow isn't evil, it's honest, and the more you suppress it, the louder it becomes. Growth isn't about becoming pure, it's about becoming whole. Making peace with your darkness and learning how to use it wisely, not blindly. We like to think life gives us second chances, and sometimes it does, but sometimes it just gives us consequences. These truths aren't meant to scare you. They're meant to wake you, because nothing changes until you change. If you're still watching, then some part of you already knows. It's time. Time to stop living someone else's idea of who you should be. Time to reclaim your voice, your choices, your life. Not tomorrow, not one day,